Hey guys, welcome back to lecture series on statistics. In my today's video guys, I'm gonna explain to you all the one of the important topic from the statistic, which is the skewness. Okay, it is very easy topic guys. You will get the definitely question in your question paper. It's not that difficult, it is way easier. Okay, yes, what actually the meaning of a skewness? Okay, so actually skewness means it terms related to the curve or some side of some sort of shapes or symmetry. Okay, yes, that means to get the idea about the shape of the curve we study skewness. Okay, to get the idea about the shape of the curve we study skewness. Skewness signifies from symmetry. Okay, skewness signifies from symmetry. That you need to understand actually meaning of a skewness. What actually the meaning of a skewness over here guys? Okay, the skewness means, okay, skewness means study, okay, to get the idea about the shape of curve. Okay, to get idea about shape of curve. Okay, to get the idea about shape of curve. Okay, that means how the shape of curve is there. Okay, so to get the idea about that curve we call it as the skewness. Okay, yes, that you need to understand this one only. Okay, so you can write any other 2 to 3 extra word related to this term. So if you get the definition for skewness in your question paper. Okay, yes, actually the type of a skewness we have two types. Okay, majorly we have two types of the skewness. It is the one is the positive skewness and next one is the negative skewness. Okay, so we have two types. First it is the positive skewness and another one is the negative skewness. Okay, now see that we have two types. One is the positive skewness, one is the negative skewness. Okay, so how one can identify the difference between positive skewness and negative skewness? Okay, now see that guys, we are learning skewness for the curve. Okay, to understand the meaning of a curve, and curve it defines from the value of a mode, median and mean. Okay, mean, median and mode. For these three values we are defining the curve over here. Okay, yes, let me draw two simple diagram that you can get an visualization for the skewness of the curves. Okay, yes, so we define positive skewness and we define negative skewness under these curves. Okay, so guys, see here in the figure, for your understanding I drew two figures over here, two diagram differently. Okay, one it is for positive skewness, one it is for the negative skewness. Okay, yes, so now see that what the curve represent here. Okay, I'm gonna explain to you all first of all for the positive skewness, then I will explain for the negative skewness, and then we go for understanding the difference between them. You will get the question guys on positive negative skewness in your question paper. Okay, so you may have to understand first of all the definition for this. Okay, yes, if the mean lies, okay, let me explain for the positive skewness. Okay, if the mean lies to the right mode, okay, to the right mode, mean lies to the right of the mode, then the frequency curve stretch to the right. Okay, then the frequency curve stretch, then it gets to stretch over here. Okay, then the frequency curve gets stretch over here. Okay, to the right, then distribution is a right skewness. Okay, or positively skewed. Okay, right skewed or positively skewed. Okay, whenever curve get stretched over here. Okay, for after mean. Okay, median must lies in the middle, mode it is from this side. Okay, and mean it is from the right side. Okay, whenever we have such a type of the curve, we call this curve as positive skew curves. Okay, or positive skewness. Okay, for similarly for the negative skewness, I hope you all have understood for the positive skewness. Okay, let me explain for the negative skewness guys. Okay, so you can see that this one is mode lies here for the positive, middle it is a median, and this one is the mean. Okay, so whenever curve stretch we get the mean over there. Okay, now see that whenever we have curve stretch, we get the mean. Later on median means the middle value, so that's why we take median here. And the mode, okay, the highest position we consider it as the mode. Okay, that means highest value we always call it as the highly repeated value, we call it as the mode here. Okay, yes. Now see that, let me explain negative curve now. If the mean lies left side of, okay, mean lies left side of the mode, okay, this mean lies left side of the mode, okay, then the frequency curve stretch, okay, then the frequency curve stretch over here, okay, to the left side only, okay, the curve stretch to the left side only, okay. Then distribution is a left skewed or negatively skewed, okay, so we call it as the left skewed or negatively skewed over here, okay. Yes, we call it as the left skewed or negatively skewed. For your understanding, you can write this one, okay, this one is the right skewed. Right skewed, okay, or positively skewed. Positively skewed, okay, and this one we call it as the left skewed, okay. Or negatively skewed, okay. So you all have to understand these two differences, guys. It is mostly important over here, okay, positively skewed and negatively skewed, okay. Yes, so we have some more points, guys, that you need to understand, okay. The different measure of a skewness, okay. We have some measures for the skewness, okay. I will explain to you all measure of a skewness here. So see, guys, here I added here two important remarks that we needed here, okay, for our further calculation or for finding the skewness for a shape of curve, okay. Yes, so now see that first remark I added here, the different measure of a skewness, okay. So we have different measure for skewness. So skewness can be found by 3 times under bracket mean minus median, okay, 3 times under bracket mean minus median upon denominator standard deviation, okay. I written over here in the form of sigma. Sigma means standard deviation, okay. This one is the important formula, guys, need to remember. Skewness, which is equal to 3 times mean minus median upon sigma, okay. Then coefficient of a skewness, we write beta 1, which is equal to mu3 square upon mu2 cube, okay. And gamma 1 can be written as a positive value of a square root of beta 1, okay. These are the coefficient I will explain to you all, guys, later on with some of the example. Just need to have a note for these important points, okay. Yes, so I hope you all have understood this formula, and this one hold on for few minutes, okay. I'll explain this one in my next examples, okay. Yes, this part, coefficient of skewness, okay. But the different measure of a skewness, it is way easier, 3 times mean minus median upon standard deviation, okay. This one is easier, okay. So I hope you all have understood, guys, the meaning of a skewness. It is way easier. So if you want, you can take it, you can note it down these points, okay. You can pause the video, draw the curve. See, actually skewness means the difference between mode, median and mean, okay. Mode, median and mean, on which direction line are mostly skewed, okay, negatively skewed or positively skewed, okay. So you can see that one from here, okay. So we call it as the positive skewness as the right skewed or positively skewed. Negative skewness, we call it as the left skewed or negatively skewed, okay. So different measure of skewness I written here. Skewness, which is equal to 3 times mean minus median upon standard deviation. Coefficient of a skewness I written over here, okay. Note it down these points, okay. I'll stop here with these many points, guys. In my next lecture, I'm gonna explain some another topics, okay. I hope you all understood my today's lecture. So thank you everyone. Thank you for my today's lecture.